Controlled chaos unfolds when a building collapses under explosions, disappearing within seconds inside towering dust clouds. Luck saves a life as a bicyclist narrowly escapes a speeding truck on a railway crossing. Unbelievable sight freezes traffic as a car launches into the air above the highway. Danger turns real when a woman steps onto the railway track and is struck by a moving train, collapsing instantly. Engines scream before disaster hits when a car explodes during a dyno run, sending people scrambling in fear. Rare aviation moment stuns onlookers as a small plane flies in formation beside a much larger aircraft. Camera phones keep rolling as another dyno run ends with an engine violently blowing apart. Mechanical failure shocks everyone when a boat's engine breaks loose mid-ride. Earthquake force reshapes the street as trees crash down, crushing a parked car beyond repair. Loss of control turns deadly when a truck skids off the highway in rain and is completely destroyed. Split-second survival occurs when a massive object smashes a car while a nearby man runs clear just in time.
Ебута 3-4, с крыши упала плита прям только что на коридор.
Oh my.
Is it gonna slam into the other guys?
No, I think it's just still going.
Heart-stopping escape unfolds as a car spins out and misses a man by inches before crashing roadside. Pure confusion hits when a flying fish strikes a man cruising across a lake.
What was that?
Fire erupts under the hood of a moving car, forcing the driver to flee and fight the flames. Roofs begin tearing apart as violent winds rip through an entire neighborhood. Crowds gasp as one boat slips off another and plunges straight into the water. Near miss in the sky leaves everyone stunned as two planes pass dangerously close to each other. Snow explodes outward as a train plows forward, blasting nearby buildings with frozen spray. Quick thinking saves disaster when a truck skids toward a building but stops just in time. Terror spreads on the highway as a truck loses control and crashes off the road in full view of drivers. City tension rises when hundreds of birds fill the sky as an electrical pole short-circuits below, releasing smoke. Unexpected blaze draws attention as a windmill catches fire, while passing drivers record the scene. Swerving vehicle nearly plows into a man mowing his lawn, but quick instincts turn danger into escape. Fear takes over when flames engulf a building, forcing people to run for safety. Final moment turns tragic as a plane crashes along the runway in front of stunned witnesses. Speeding car loses control on the highway, flipping violently and scattering debris across the road. Street-side building collapses from above, flooding the road with debris as people rush to record the chaos. Landslide tears through a mountain shelter, crushing trees under unstoppable waves of rock. Entire structure crashes to the ground, forcing crowds to flee as dust and fear fill the air. Aircraft crashes moments after liftoff, breaking apart as thick smoke pours into the sky. High-speed vehicle tears into a building, striking a woman inside who survives in total shock.
Самолет остановился, просили двери и пол.
Helicopter tangles with tree branches during takeoff in a mountain region and drops hard to the ground. Crane tips over into the water at a busy dock, stunning workers watching it unfold. Aircraft crashes onto a public road, leaving witnesses speechless as debris scatters everywhere. Truck skids off the street and ends up hanging dangerously against a pole outside nearby homes. Massive object drops from a bridge onto moving traffic, stopped only by a driver's fast reaction. Rear-end collision sends a truck crashing forward into another car, triggering a chain of destruction. Aircraft crashes during an airshow maneuver, disintegrating in front of horrified crowds. speeding truck veers out of control, narrowly missing a man before slamming into a parked pickup. Plane goes down in an open field near a roadway, leaving passing drivers frozen in disbelief. Aircraft engine bursts into flames on the airport grounds. Massive explosion erupts in the distance, throwing dark smoke skyward and silencing the crowd. Huge slab of snow drops from a building and completely destroys a car beneath it. Snow avalanche from a roof smashes onto a car, shattering the windshield as occupants panic. Collapsing roadside shelter crashes onto a parked car, leaving twisted wreckage behind. Speeding vehicle slides across icy roads and slams into a building. Heavy lifting machine flips over at a construction site, forcing workers to scatter instantly. Car crashes along a dark street, leaving the driver shocked as bystanders flee in fear. Fire erupts from the ground and spreads across farmland, burning crops while farmers watch helplessly. Out-of-control truck crashes into a fuel station, triggering explosions and widespread damage. Large chunks of concrete fall from a building, blocking the road as thick dust fills the air. Highway collision destroys 2 cars completely, though the driver survives against the odds. Massive tree crashes down onto a field, snapping apart as crowds stare in disbelief. Pickup skids across a snow-covered road, narrowly missing a police officer before crashing aside. Truck loses control and nearly clips a biker as its container swings dangerously close. Vehicle crashes through a building wall, wrecking both the car and the structure instantly. Floodwaters flip a truck as rescuers descend by helicopter to save the trapped driver. Bridge collapses under raging floodwater, sending pieces into the surging current below. truck plunges off a mountain road and smashes apart against the rocky slope. Snow skater slips off a steep mountain edge and survives, shaken but unharmed. Flash flood swallows an entire street in seconds, damaging homes and sweeping away cars. Controlled demolition levels a building completely, lifting a massive cloud of dust into the air. Ceiling fan suddenly collapsed onto the floor as the dog moved inside the room, shattering on impact. Entire ceiling gave way and crashed down, leaving the building completely destroyed in seconds. Exhausted runner collapses after finishing the race, turning triumph into an awkward moment. Violent wind waves swallowed the street at night, tearing through objects and spreading chaos everywhere. Building collapsed onto the road, sending thick dust clouds into the air as people watched in shock. Excavators struck something underground and triggered an explosion, forcing workers to run for their lives. Fire burst out of a sewer pipe in daylight, causing pedestrians to flee the street in panic. Massive ship scraped violently along the dock as people rushed to stop it with heavy chains. Massive water eruption broke through the road, flooding and damaging the entire street. Screens shattered in an instant as it slipped from their hands, leaving everyone stunned. Huge fire engulfed the building as people stood outside recording the terrifying scene. Wing-mounted car briefly lifted off the road before crashing hard to the side, with the driver unharmed. Sudden explosion erupted inside the building at night, sending workers running away in fear. Man fell directly in front of a moving bus, saved only by the driver's quick reaction. Powerful winds flipped vehicles and destroyed everything across the street. Forklift lost balance, spilling its load and nearly flipping as the woman watched in shock. Car crashed during a police chase at night, leaving bystanders frozen in fear. Tree narrowly missed, falling on a man as he pulled out his bike, escaping unharmed. Plane crashed into a field as the pilot jumped out safely, dark smoke rising into the sky. Vehicles skidded on snowy roads and slammed into a firefighter truck, forcing everyone to run. Helicopter lost control mid-air and slammed into the ground, completely destroyed. Chain reaction crash unfolded as a car hit a truck, which smashed into another vehicle. Truck lost control in the mountains, flipped into another truck and caught fire instantly.
Ёбаный в рот! Ребята, сказали у машины, блядь, вот это вправо, на обочину, а?
Massive rockfall poured down from the mountain, blocking the road and striking vehicles. Floodwaters swallowed the area as the driver abandoned the truck before it was destroyed. Ambulance crashed head-on at night, leaving the front completely destroyed. Low-flying planes stirred violent air pressure, throwing debris into chaos below. Landslide caused the building to collapse completely in the mountain area. Intense tornado formed near the house, lifting dust violently into the air. Car crashed straight into a shop, leaving workers frozen as the driver walked away. Tornado tore through the field beside homes, flattening everything in its path. Powerful winds toppled a street shelter, crushing parked vehicles underneath. Explosion underwater blasted water high into the air during daylight.
Realism.
Landslide buried the entire mountain road as people watched in fear. Speeding boat lost control on the lake, narrowly missing the crowd on shore. Falling rock missed the man's head by inches, saving him by pure luck. Live electric wires sparked violently near the house without igniting the nearby tree. Strong wind struck climbers on a rock, throwing them into the water below. Floodwater rapidly filled the house, forcing the man to escape immediately. Powerful water surge destroyed homes as families ran to save themselves.
Here we are hanging out at the
Man was hit by a massive wave and knocked into the water while filming himself. Lightning struck nearby, sending people running in terror. Huge explosion destroyed the building completely in broad daylight. Ceiling collapsed in front of stunned people without warning. Building crumbled onto the street as crowds fled in fear. Street explosion blew apart the house gate while a car stood parked inside. Massive structure collapsed after a landslide in the mountains, leaving total destruction behind. Plane crashes into an open field in front of stunned onlookers. Car crashes on a busy highway and bursts into flames as shocked witnesses gather before police and firefighters rush in to control the fire.
That's only going to be a worse problem. As fair reporting from New Hampshire tomorrow, Brett tells us how Obamacare is...
Vehicle explodes on a road at night, lighting up the scene as people freeze in fear and shock. Helicopter loses control during landing on a field in daylight. Suspect attempts escape while restrained in a police chair on a street, only to be stopped when a pizza delivery man kicks him down and police take control. Rear gas cylinder detonates while a man refuels a vehicle, destroying it instantly as he steps back in pure disbelief. Truck loses control on a daytime road and slams into a parked truck, narrowly missing a man who escapes just in time. Turning truck spills heavy cargo onto cars parked along the street, crushing roofs and damaging multiple vehicles. Floodwaters surge toward land at extreme pressure, sweeping people into waves while a few manage to escape by seconds. Powerful landslide crashes down in a mountain region, blocking the road completely as people record in shock. Massive chunk of ice breaks free from an iceberg and crashes into the water, sending towering splashes into the air. High-speed aircraft crashes into a field in daylight, tearing itself apart upon impact. Plane accelerating on a runway suffers underside damage and begins shooting flames into the air, sending alarms across the area. Floodwater mixed with huge rocks rushes through a mountain area, terrifying people watching from nearby ground. Two people sprint away as a landslide blocks a mountain road behind them, escaping moments before impact.